Hey guys, hi, welcome back to The Hustle with the one and only Shameeka Fishley. I hope you enjoyed the last episode, episode 3 I think it was, with Paige Eli. She's the head coach of Davenport women's soccer team in America, Michigan, but she's English born and bred, and she's played at a numerous amount of levels, including college as well. I've had a few opinions on what to do for the next episode, because everyone's telling me that I need to do an episode on myself, and a couple of people have been telling me to go live on Instagram, and then some are just telling me to keep it YouTube friendly, but Instagram I can actually interact with whoever's watching, and I can reach a bigger crowd on Instagram, because not everyone's gonna actually go on YouTube and watch a whole video. But with this episode 4, I'm gonna try and keep it short and simple, and just answer the questions that people have already asked me a week or two ago for this specific episode. If there's anything I haven't covered by the end of it, then feel free hi Jaden, feel free to just put in the comments or the question box in the bottom corner for anything that you want to ask me. But I'm just going to get going. For those of you that don't know me, I know everyone on the Instagram live right now knows who I am. And I appreciate you all taking time out of your day to come and tune in and watch me talk about myself, which I don't like doing. But I'm going to be putting it on YouTube as well, and Facebook. And there's going to be people out there that know me but don't know me to a full extent. So my name's Shameeka Fishley, people call me Meeks. I'm from Leeds, England. 26, 27 in September, getting old. And I'm currently living in Iceland for the 4th time. I'm playing for a team called Startnan, or as Emily and Adrian would say, St. Jarnan. Just makes it easier to pronounce it. I've been playing here. This is my 2nd season here. I came last June in the summer to finish off the second half of the season with the team, and they wanted me to come back and join for the full season. So this is my first professional full season since signing that professional career lifestyle. What else about me? I have a degree in human resource management. I went to America, Michigan, Davenport University, hold tight the Panthers, shout out. I was there for 4 years, playing college soccer and studying. I genuinely went out there to play football. I wasn't really an academic kind of person, but football takes you to many different places and you can get a load of different things out of it, and I just managed to walk out with a degree. So I have a degree underneath my belt. I'm currently studying right now sports nutrition and physical therapy. No. Sports nutrition and personal training, sorry. I've done the nutrition side of things. That took me 10 weeks to do. It was an 8-week diet plan with a colleague, or a client as you would say, and I passed that, so I'm a certified weight management instructor, and I'll be starting my sports nutrition in the next couple of months. But now I'm moving back onto the anatomy and physiology, gym training, instructing, Pilates and all that physical stuff on the personal training side of things. The season here was supposed to start May 1st, but Miss Corona decided to come and ruin everyone's plans, so it's been pushed back a little bit, which is fine. I'm staying sane, and yeah, that's a little bit about myself, and I'm just going to dive straight into the questions, but let me take some water. Okay, all my questions are here written in my book, so I'm just going to read it off because I haven't memorised all of them, but that's okay. First question is, do you like motivational ideas? I don't know what they meant by this question, but I'm open to any sort of ideas when it comes to motivation. Everyone's motivated differently, so I'd like to see how others are motivated and see if that helps me along the way. The second question, which was from Adrian, thank you for all your questions. How has nutrition played a part in your football career, and do you have a nutritional plan? It's played a big part in my career, because as you get older you can't really eat whatever you want and still be able to perform at a high level like we could when we was younger or in college. So you have to be careful what you eat, and notice what foods affect your body in positive ways and negative ways, and try and cut out the negative. I don't like to have a strict plan because I like to treat myself and sometimes eat whatever I want and just be normal, and it gives me something to look forward to. Currently I don't have a nutritional plan set, because I'm on the end of my pescatarian diet, which has been 1 year and 4 months now, and I'm trying to fade off into going fully vegan. So I don't just yet have a nutritional plan, but by the time the season starts I should have a full vegan nutritional plan. I like to do most of my plans for diet and stuff during season, and outside of the season be free to eat whatever I want. What do my days look like? Well, right now I'm working in a kindergarten in Iceland for the winter, and I'll stop doing that if I want to when the season starts. So because of the coronavirus, 1 week I'll work Tuesday, Thursdays, and then another week I'll work Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just until everything goes back to normal, which will be May 4th here in Iceland, because I've dealt with everything really well. But we train individually or in mini groups of like 2 or 3 on the team doing cardio and ball work. So I'll do that straight after I finish work, or on my days off we'll do it earlier in the morning. Just depends on my schedule and my teammates that I work out with. During the season, a normal day for me is depending if I have work or not, but let's say if I don't have work, wake up, have breakfast, do some yoga, do a morning session, which is normally the gym, and then come home, shower, eat, and then we'll have practice around 5. So from 1 to 5 I just lounge around, catch up with my family and friends, and read, study, whatever I need to do. And yeah, with work I just go to work, and then from 9 to 4 or 8 to 3, and then I go straight to training. When did you start playing football, soccer? I actually didn't know the answer to this question, so I called my mum earlier, and she said when I was in primary school or elementary school for Americans. So that was like 8 or 9 when I actually started playing. I joined the school team then, and back then it was girls had to play with boys because girls football hadn't grown enough, or it was in its process of growing to just be a girls league, but I played with boys for a good couple of years. Did anyone inspire me? Not really. I'd watch my cousins and my brothers play, and I guess I just wanted to do what they were doing because it looked like fun, and they were older than me. Yeah, because my cousins, I have more male cousins than female cousins, and they would play football all the time at my grandma's, so I just wanted to do what they were doing and followed them, and this is where I've got. So shout out to them, the family. Where have you played? Let's see. Starting from the youth upwards. From the youth upwards, I played with Chapeltown Boys, which is my hometown, in Leeds. I played with them for 2 or 3 years, and I'm pretty sure I was the only girl on that team. And then I went for trials at Bradford City, but I can't remember what happened there. Then I played for Leeds United when I was 12 or something, my hometown again. I don't know after that. And then I played for, I was done with playing with guys, so I had to find a local team close to where I live. That was in a girls' league, sorry. So I was playing with Seacroft. And then we played a team called Huddersfield Town, and they were really good. And my standard was better than the team that I was on. So after we lost to Huddersfield, I emailed the coach and I said, I want to come play for you guys. So I did that straight away. And then I played for Huddersfield for 2 seasons. And Leeds City Vixens. And I'm just going to name teams that I've played for in my hometown. Leeds City Vixens, Huddersfield, West Riding, which is the county, West Yorkshire County, and then I moved to, let me not forget the college I played for, Leeds City College, and then I moved to London to play for Chelsea Reserves and Chelsea Academy, and then I went to Davenport and I played for the university in Michigan. And then I played a season in the summer league for Michigan Lions. And then I went pro. And then I played for Sindri, which is in Iceland, Verona, which is in Italy. Then I came back to Iceland to play for Ibiza with Adrian and Emily, which is also in Iceland. Then I went back to Italy and played for Sassuolo. And then I came back to Iceland again to play for Startnen last summer, and then I'm back again. But during the process of from Sassuolo to Startnen from last summer, I was playing with Yorkshire Amateurs, a local team in my hometown. If you weren't playing football, where would you be and what would your life be like? It's kind of hard to say. It's like asking someone if you was a millionaire, what would your life be like? You don't know. But I think I would have followed the path of sports, exercise and science. And I would probably still be living in my hometown. Maybe had kids. I don't know. I can't really answer that question because all I've known for a long time is just football. And that's always been my focus. So, but that's a good question. How did you end up for a college in America? And what was the experience like? First of all, I went to a showcase, which is where a bunch of girls from England just go, get invited or you ask to go, so you can show up and play in front of all American colleges, whether it's junior college, universities, Division 1, 2, 3, NAIA. And I went to that and I got a good couple offers. But then my best friend Tisha, hi Tish, she was already playing at a college in America, Davenport University. Hi Caden. Where she and Paige went, and that's where I eventually went to go and play and get a degree. I had an offer from Georgia and a Division 1 school in Georgia and a D1 school in Alabama. But my mum felt more comfortable with meeting a coach, and thankfully I had Tish to set the meeting up with my coach and my mum, and that was a comfortable decision for her to send me to America, knowing that I was in good hands and with my best friend. So yeah, shout out to Davenport. The experience was crazy It was hands down the best 4 years of my life, for many different reasons. The footballing side of things was very intense at first, especially pre-season, because in England we didn't really do back then that much fitness, and it wasn't really serious because it was Sunday league. But the outside of the football life was pretty awesome, very good. And for anyone that wants to go to college in America, I suggest you do it, because it would be the best time of your life. I'm not going to go into any more details on that. If you really want to know, then you'll go to college there. Another good question. Have you noticed differences in styles of play, culture, attitudes in the countries that you've played in? The answer to that is a big, big yes. Yes. Let me see how I can put this. So I've played in England, America, Iceland and Italy, and they've all been different. I guess America and England are the most similar, but in terms of culture, the hardest one for me had to be Italian culture. They're really passionate about everything. Adrian, if you're still watching, you can comment about this because you played in Italy as well. Culture's just passionate, but like over the top and just extra. But I learnt a lot from the playing side of things because they're really technical and tactical. Whereas Iceland's pretty laid back and it's very aggressive, kind of like England, but just not as fast paced. America's just all about running, to be honest. Like if you're not fit, you'll get fit the first pre-season. That's how I got fit, and now I'm one of the fittest on the team, I think, yeah. And I've got my fitness base from being in America and doing 4 pre-seasons. But in terms of technicality, they're not really up there in America. It's just all about athleticism, if you're strong, fast and fit. Lifestyle-wise, culture, Italy's really, really difficult to live in, being a black person. Especially around the older generation. They don't really... To me, personally, it seems like they don't really get past what they've known, like, as they've grown up. And they're just still stuck on the whole black people shouldn't be here stuff. So that's why I don't really mess with the culture there, and I probably wouldn't play there again, if I'm being honest. How do you maintain relationships with friends and family while being away? FaceTime, texts. I don't really have to speak to my friends and family every day for them to know that I'm thinking about them, or that they're on my mind, or that they're there. Like, I don't really have to speak to them every day. I like to, but it's not a necessity, because obviously everyone has their own day-to-day jobs and lifestyles, so you don't really have time to talk every day. And if I wasn't away, I still wouldn't be able to see them every day anyway, so it's kind of just how life is. Yes, I guess I am a social butterfly, but there's times where you just can't speak to everyone, and you just have to catch up every week or every month, sometimes 6 months to a year. But my friends and family know that they matter to me, and that's all that is important, and that matters. Do you have a life motto or words of actions you live by? It used to be God's plan, but I'm not saying he doesn't have a plan, but I kind of shied away from that a little bit. No, I guess I didn't shy away from it, I just added more. God's plan, my story, because obviously he has a plan and the universe takes care of everything, but I have my own story that I want to live and that I want to create, so I just intertwine them. So that's my main life motto right now. My favourite place I've played in. Who asked that question? I don't have a favourite place that I've played in. Each team or country that I've played in has had its goods and its bads, and they've all impacted me one way or another. So I don't really have a favourite yet. But I guess this is my 4th time coming back to Iceland, so this must be one of my best places I've played. My dream country to play in has always been Sweden. I don't know why. I just want to play. Yeah, growing up, like, Sweden was one of the top 3 women's international teams, like in the World Cup and stuff. So I've always wanted to play there, or Germany, but I don't want to play in Germany anymore. I don't have a dream team to play for, but my next country I want to play in is either Sweden or come back to England and play. Favourite team you've been on? Verona or Ibiza. Yeah. And obviously the team I'm on now, but previously. Yeah, Verona and Ibiza. Because of the people and the standard that we all held each other to during those specific seasons, that's what made it the best. And the team now, obviously, is dope. So, and the girls are nice, they're welcoming. And it's just all round good vibes with everyone here, so I can't complain. I've got 2 more questions left, yeah, so if you lot want to start firing questions, feel free, because I haven't really been on this for that long. And I need to kind of make it longer for the YouTube and the Facebook, so. Career bucket list. When I first decided to go pro, I put down on a piece of paper that I want to play in, I think it was 10 different countries. Yeah, that still stands. Some people say that I shouldn't count England, but I'm counting England because that's 1 country more. When I hit 10, then I'll just take England off. But yeah, I have a list of the countries that I specifically want to play in. I don't remember it off the top of my head. But that still stands. But obviously I've been at a standstill, jumping from Italy to Iceland and back and forth for the past 2 years. But a career bucket list, that's it. And I just want to win some silverware starting from this year. Like, it's about time that I would get some silverware and attain something to show for my career so far. Would you play in the States? Yes and no. No, because it's not really technical. And in my opinion, they're very biased about who they bring in. And I don't want to be dealing with all of that. But if I got the opportunity, I wouldn't turn it down, of course. The hardest team you've played against and why? I would say the hardest team I've played against is Juventus in Italy. When I played for Verona in 2018. They were just different. Everything. They was just like, the whole league was like here and Juventus was just here. Like the professionalism, the style of play, they were just hungry. And the talent that they had on the field was just unbelievable, and it was hard to break down. But then when we played them in last year, when I was with Sassuolo, we beat them, but they were still the hardest team to play against. They have big goals, and I think they'll achieve them. So I think with the project they have behind them, that's why it's been the hardest team. And I think they'll continue to just keep smashing Serie A in Italy. Good question, Lauren. Thanks, girl. How long do you want to play for? Don't know, Adrian. Till my body tells me I can't play anymore. But I think I have a good 8 to 10 years left in me. But I don't know. Carly Lloyd's still playing, so I guess I can play till I'm at least 35, 36. I pick goals for the year and the season. For the season specifically, I look back on what I did last season, and I bounce off of that. Especially if I'm at the same team and I'm in the same league, then I've got to start showing that this is why I'm supposed to be here, and I want to keep each year or each team I go to, I need to step it up a notch. That's the goal that I make for myself. But one big goal that I do set for myself for football and outside of football is to just have fun. Because if you're not having fun, then you're not really playing to your potential. Because football's about having fun. And I feel like, for example, especially playing for Verona, it took the fun out of playing. Because my coach was so strict and boring, and it was just black and white, blackboard style of play, like, you need to be here, that person's there, you pass here, blah blah blah. That's not how football's supposed to be. You're supposed to have fun and express yourself and be creative. So they're the only goals I really set for myself, and I can't control specific things, so just get over it instead of having like a tantrum like I would when I was younger. How have you overcome any setbacks? Setbacks. I personally view setbacks, yeah, Olivia, as a stepping stone. Because once you overcome a setback, you've gone a step higher than what you was already at, if that makes sense. So you get knocked down 2, you go back up 3. And I just always look back at how far I've come, and that gives me the motivation for anything, just to keep going. Obviously setbacks are going to happen all the time, but you just have to be positive throughout it. Like for an injury, for example, as long as you've got a good support system around you, then you don't have nothing to worry about. But if you don't have a good support system around you, then it's within you as an individual to dig deep and think about like how you even got in this position in the first place, from all your hard work and dedication and your goals and your drive and determination. Why are you just going to let one setback of an injury completely stop everything, stop your dreams, etc, etc. Like, it just gives you an extra push if you look at it that way. If you could be on a team with any player, who would it be? Ooh, that's a tough question, that, you know. Hold on, let me see. Marta from Brazil, that plays for Orlando Pride. Yeah, she does bits. She's like a female version of Messi and all of that good stuff. But I don't really... that's a hard question, that. What are your goals over the next 5 years? Oh! Well, I'll be 32 in 5 years, so I need to kind of, you know, be serious about these things. But let me go back. Obviously, being on a team with my best friends that play football, it's not going to happen. Well, it could happen, but it's not going to happen. So I'm thinking of players that I've been looking up to that like are setting levels for everyone. But obviously, I've played with Tisha in college and in Leeds. I haven't played with Drew, but I've played with Hannah. But if I played with Drew, it would be mad, obviously. You can grass anyway, it's alright. In the next 5 years, I want to be able to sign my first more than a year contract. That's my main goal. Because, like, everything, I've just been jumping from team to team to team, doing half a season here, a full season, back to back to back. So I want to settle down into a team. I think if I had the opportunity to stay with a team for 2 to 5 years, then I could really reach my highest potential as a player. Because you're with the same people, hopefully, the same coach, and there's no change apart from in you and the team as a whole, instead of jumping from team to team to team and switching your diversity and all of that good stuff. Right, you lot are really calling me out, innit? The best piece of advice someone has given to you in your career. Be your own player. Because a lot of times you try and mold yourself to a team, whereas like people don't think you've come to a team for a specific reason. Like, yeah, you have to adjust to the surroundings, but don't completely mold yourself into something that you're not just because you're on a team. Because each player has a specific individuality in terms of talent and stuff, so why would you mold yourself? So that's the best piece of advice I've been given, and I think that was in college in America. Be your own player, or just keep doing you, in other words. Alex, shut up. Settle down in Iceland. Could be a possibility. I just need a 5-year contract first. I can't just settle down with a 1-year contract. It's not gonna happen. Can't happen. They talk about settle down in a relationship or settle down football wise. The best coach I've had. The assistant coach in college, Kristen Ives. My freshman year. She was first of all my first female coach ever, and she treated everyone to such a high standard, but you didn't disappoint her if you didn't make it, because there's still room for improvement. And the way that she got everyone together to gel as a team and a unit, but every single person on the team my freshman year had crazy amounts of confidence within themselves and within the team, and I think that's what has kind of moulded me into the player that I am today. Even though she left after my senior year, so I only had her for 1 season, but that was the best season I've ever had, I feel like. So are we yet to see Meeks in her prime? They say you can feel when your prime's coming or when you're stepping into your prime, and I feel like I'll be stepping into my prime this season. Not saying the seasons that I've previously had I haven't been doing really good, because I have. But like I said previously, like I want each season that I go to be a step above the previous one. And I think it's about time that I start being the Meeks that I know I can be. So I think this year will be the step into my prime. Hold on, y'all. I have another question. Hold on. Someone asked me this question the other day, but I told them that I'm not responding to it, but I have to, because I said I would answer all questions. Sorry. When are you back in England, and would you ever get married? I was supposed to come back to England for Easter. Obviously, Mr. and Mrs. Corona decided to mess everything up. So as soon as the lockdown finishes, as long as my season hasn't started, I'd like to come home for at least 3 or 4 days, maybe a week. Because I've been here since January, and not being able to spend Easter with the families kind of sucks. But it's something that you just have to deal with. Like, you can't control any of this. Would you ever get married? Okay. For those of you that actually know me, so AK, I actually never used to want to get married. Like, I don't see the point. Well, I never used to see the point. Because I never really grew up around people of my generation getting married, or like my parents. It was just grandparents that would always be married. But then my best friend got married, and she's happy. So that's kind of changed my views on things. And obviously, you're not just going to marry anyone and anyone. So I just have to wait for the right person to come around. And if I feel like we need to get married, then we need to get married. But I personally wouldn't have a full-on fancy dancy wedding. I just want to have like a little party in the registry office and then have a party, or like destination wedding or something. I'm not really hype about it. Best memory in my career? I have two. One was my freshman year in college. I wasn't cleared to play yet, and it was the first game of the season against Spring Arbor, and I think it was the second half. They called me out of the locker room. No, halftime they called me out of the locker room, and the coach that I mentioned earlier, Ibes, she told me that I've been cleared to play at halftime. And she literally said to me, like, you've been cleared for a reason at this time, like halftime. Like, just go out there and show us what you've got. Like, I was a freshman. It was my first ever game in America. I've been working hard in pre-season, dying from the training. And she literally said, you've got nothing to lose. Just go out there and do what you know you can do. And then, boom, I scored a hat-trick. All right, let me not get gassed. Yeah, I scored a hat-trick. So that was a very big highlight of my career as a start. And then a second one. This is going to sound really weird, but playing as a right back. Is that a highlight? I really enjoyed it. That's been a good memory, actually. Playing as a right back, because I'm not really a defender, but coaches just feel like they can just throw me anywhere on the field, which I guess is good for me in a way, because I'm versatile. But if you're an attacking player or midfielder, why would you want to play in defence? And then another one is beating Juventus, because they came to our field at Sassuolo and thought that they was just going to win it easily, and yeah, we beat them, and it was a very good game, tough, but we beat them and we upset them because they didn't expect to lose to us. And yeah, have you ever seen a mini Meeks? You lot are killing me. Yeah, I do hope to have kids, actually, because you know you gotta leave something behind on the world, on the earth, when you come for the universe. But I want to adopt as well, so we'll have to see what happens in terms of football and what I'm going to be doing after football and all of that good stuff. But I definitely do want to have at least one of my own kids and then adopt one as well. If you weren't a footballer, what would you want to be? Well, it's hard for me because it keeps changing. I want to be a personal trainer, which is what I'm studying now. To your question earlier, Adrian, I'm studying online. It's an online course, but then I have workshops to attend to when I'm home. So I'm going to try go home as much as possible for like a couple of days during each month, and try and get them workshops done so I can finish that course by the end of the year. But like now I'm really leaning towards psychology and sports psychology. So I kind of want to do a degree in that, but it all depends on what happens with this personal training and sports nutrition. What team would you like to play for the most? I would like to play in France for Lyon. Yeah. Or I'd actually like to play for Manchester United because that's my team. And all my friends and family say you need to come home and play in England, blah blah blah. But if there was a dream team to play on, it would either be Lyon or Manchester United. But you know, everything's just gonna take care of itself, so I don't really need to worry about it. Why would I want to play for those teams? Before I went to Chelsea Academy, I wanted to go to Manchester United Academy, but they didn't have one at the time. And Man City was just stepping into making an academy, so I would have to wait a year or two. So I just decided to move down south and go that route. And then obviously United have finally made a team 2 or 3 years ago. And I was just like, okay, maybe one day. But I haven't really been like mind stuck on it, like this is where I'm gonna play. I just keep it moving and living in the moment. Keep it moving. Let me play 1 year of college soccer. Which year would it be and why? I would replay my senior year. I was gonna say my freshman year because we made it to nationals. And we was just an overall very good team, but my sophomore and junior year was a shambles, if I'm being completely honest. Like, it was actually whack. And we became the underdogs. And then senior year, we was undefeated for 14 games in a row. I think we won the tournament. I can't remember. Yeah, and then we were supposed to go to nationals, but we got robbed. But we're not going to get into that because we know we're being calm. But yeah, I would replay. Hi Chloe. I would replay my senior year just because we was the underdogs, got undefeated. We was undefeated 14 games in a row, and that was honestly the best season of my collegiate career anyway. So I would replay that. Tyron, don't you have somewhere to be? During your career, what's the hardest challenge you've ever faced? Injury in America. I didn't have any family there with me. Like my physical family. I had American family and Tisha and Paige and Natalie and everyone, but I didn't have like my mum. And when you come out of surgery, sometimes you just want your mum or your dad to be there. And that was the hardest part of my career. For the simple fact of the rehab and the doctor telling me, oh, you're going to be out for 7 to 8 months. I literally told the doctor, yeah. I was like, how long am I going to be out for? He was like, 7 to 8 months. And I was like, no, I'm not. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm going to come back in 5. This is not even a lie, I'm being dead serious. Hi, Caroline. And he was like, that's almost impossible to come back in 5 months. But my stubborn ass literally made that happen. But it was hard for the rehab and not really having anyone to talk to apart from Tisha. But sometimes you don't just want to put all your problems on 1 or 2 people. Like, you need like your mum and your dad. That's what they're there for. But that was the hardest part of my career so far. That was long. It was so annoying. What made you get dreads? The fact that I never really used to do my hair. I just used to put it in a ponytail or just get braids or plaits or whatever you call it. So when I went to America and I could just get dreads, I was just like, yeah, this is going to be easy for me because I don't have to really do anything. Go to the hairdressers, they'll twist your hair, put it in a style, it'll stay in for a couple of weeks, wash it, do the same cycle again and again and again. No, you do not get any TikTok lives. You're actually only allowed to be on Instagram live for an hour, so I've got a countdown thing at the top saying 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining. So I guess I'll do my TikTok. What should I do? What should I do? You can go on the side of my railroad. Jokes, I'm out. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Thanks for watching The Hustle. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.